Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Witch's Moss, the very first installment of The Witch's Moss. My name is Oscar, and today with us we have.
My name is Shiloh. I'm a folk witch and excited to be here.
My name is Aram, and I'm an eclectic witch.
I'm Ty. I'm also an eclectic witch. I just don't give a damn.
And I am Oscar, as I previously said. I am an eclectic witch of 4, almost 5 years, and a priestess of the goddess Freya. So please grab a drink, grab tea, coffee. I personally don't drink tea, but if you do, that's valid. And let's begin our conversation. In today's topic, we're going to be talking about cleansing, the different methods that have been shown to cleanse, some historical background on it, the different ways we like to cleanse and our experiences, and a bit of folklore surrounding cleansing. So let's first start off with our card of the week. For this card, we have the King of Cups. Now, with the deck I'm using, it looks different than the Rider-Waite Smith deck, but in the imagery that I have, it shows a man with a mermaid's tail holding a goblet on one of his shoulders, and he looks quite muscular, daddy. But
Oh god.
um, I know I had to throw in some fuckery. Um, and in his background, he has a lot of water flowing. He has a beard and long hair, and he looks just very calm. In today's interpretation of the King of Cups, we have diplomacy, where the king is very diplomatic. He sees both sides of a situation, and he's very calm and balanced emotionally when it comes to going through situations. The king might be telling you to, instead of rushing in head first with your emotions solely or with your head solely, try and see things from both sides. Try and be diplomatic in your life, as this can be a best way to move forward and a best path forward to actually implement in your life currently. Yeah. So let's start off. What do you guys know about cleansing to start off?
Well, it's a good chunk of my practice, honestly. um, Cleansing is very, very important when it comes to your practice because it can clear away negative energies. It can clear away anything that might be holding back a spell or anything that you're trying to move towards. And also just same way as when like owning a home or having a place that you live. Keeping the place clean usually does help overall for your mental health and for just doing anything in your life.
That's very true. I used to do a lot of cleansing like weekly when I first started off my craft. I don't do that anymore now because I'm chronically ill. But so like, who has the time to do this shit weekly? But like, I still like to light a purification candle for my house. I like to light like a nice rosemary bundle, do some smoke cleansing, do some like singing actually with sound cleansing. It's really fun. Um like anything that really works best for me. What about you, Ty?
I kind of equate it to the equivalent of like washing your hands before you start cooking. Like it's such a staple. You kind of have to. Um, but for me, I'll do it either with incense, like um, I'll either do dragon's blood or now that I own rosemary, thanks to Oscar over here, I'll do that one. Or straight up Palo Santo and struggle trying to keep that thing lit. Fight for my life with that thing. However, it works.
Yeah, I love Palo Santo. It just like never stays lit, and I'm just like, God damn it, holy stick, why?
Holy stick.
Yeah, no, I have a similar problem whenever I'm lighting up my rosemary or my lavender bundle. Like I just cannot keep it smoking and it makes me laugh every time because it gets to the point where the lighter is way too hot for my thumb. I'm like I'm like I still have half the house.
Hey, that's why you gotta get you like one of them torch ones.
I probably should.
Yeah.
I used to have one.
Because like those big ones are cute, but they don't do shit.
They
They
really
really
don't.
don't. You need a torch. You need a what you
Yeah,
need.
and it's impossible to light candles that aren't like right up at the top kind of thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, honestly. What about you, Ari?
I know for me, I'm extremely huge on sound cleansing. I have so many bells in my room, especially because I usually
Hey.
have pet hamsters. Uh, and pet hamsters don't really do well when you have a lot of smoke in the house or incense. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they get really sniffly and they don't like the the air quality that comes up with smoke cleansing. So I ended up getting a singing bowl, and I love just playing with the singing bowl every now and then, sitting down, meditating, cleansing, letting it ring, cleansing the whole space or my
Mm.
room. I try to do that around the whole house, but I don't really like bothering family members as well. So I know it's not great to hear bells all the time.
Yeah.
But I do have some bells hanging near my door, and every time I come in or I go out, I ring the bells, and I've basically set my intention on those bells to cleanse me whenever I come back from work and just get rid of the negative energy there or any weird stagnant energy I feel from work. And
Mm.
I know I also really like using cleansing sprays. Uh, I tend to make my own cleansing sprays. Usually they have like regular salt water, moon water, uh, anything that I can find that I feel has like cleansing, purifying energies.
Hmm.
Bro,
And
I love cleansing. I love a good cleansing spray. I like to add salt and like purified water, or sometimes for banishing, I'll just add straight up white vinegar and just go to town. It makes my room smell
Mm.
like garbage, but I love it still because I know that there are no bad ghosties up in my space.
Mm.
I have the
How
habit of turning on the fan and spraying the cleansing spray onto the fan so it just rotates around the whole.
That is so
that's
Smart.
that's so
smart.
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 Nice. Well, actually, I do something very similar for my own cleansing daily. I always have some witch's bells on my door, so that way they ring whenever I come in through the door. So that way my room can like stay nice and clean. And I have selenite above the door. And as I said earlier, like I smoke cleanse with bundles, but because I'm back living with two dogs, um, what I've mainly been doing is a little bit more folk where I take a broom and I like stir up the energy around and then like sweep it out the front door kind of thing. Which it doubles as cleaning my floor as well, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, getting to clean your room and stuff always feels like a great form of cleansing, especially when you can't really. When you're a bit tired and you feel it's just like doing regular house cleaning things. It's
Mm.
usually what I get up to. Washing dishes. I feel like that's also a valid form of cleansing.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. Because like, as they always say, like a clean home is a happy home type of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, if your house is dirty, of course it's going to weigh on you. So your focus isn't entirely on your practice type of thing. But at the same time, I also I deal with the I cannot get up and do the cleaning some days. So I totally get like just doing small little things that can help you feel like your house is a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, genuinely, especially if you live with other people and there's a lot of just energies bouncing around all the damn time, it really helps.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but actually, that goes into the history of cleansing too, because I know that when I first started getting into it, a lot of people were kind of like on YouTube in comments and like other social media platforms being like, "Oh, there's this new age like wave of spiritualists and witches and stuff." And I'm just like, "Yeah, maybe there's a new wave of people getting into it, but people have been doing this for like millennia. This has
Mm-hmm.
been a thing for different cultures for so long. Like in ancient India, there's the chakra system. And if anybody would like to correct me on how I pronounce that, please do. Um, and there's the Native Americans that do smudging practices with burning herbs like white sage, although I believe that they don't use white sage as much anymore because it is endangered.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and other herbs that are rooted in Native American cultures. There's also like sound therapy with Tibetan singing bowls or gongs or tuning forks. There's herbal teas, there's crystal cleansing, where you use crystals to remove negative energy. There's different ways to cleanse in all sorts of different cultures, and it's very interesting that a lot of them trace back to these different cultures all around the world with the same goal to remove like negative spirits or negative energy that you don't want in the house.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it's definitely been around for a very long time. That's actually why I focus my practice so much on folk, which is oh, for any of our viewers that doesn't know exactly what the path for folk is, essentially I look into historical accounts and different things that have been passed down from family to family, and little bits and pieces of magic that have been brought with a family or brought with a culture. So it's very simple little things that are like little bits of magic or bits of witchery, um, which you might have heard of some of them, like blowing on a dandelion for a wish or throwing salt over your shoulder to try to like banish any negativity if you accidentally knocked over the salt. Um, like even there's like so many fun ones in other countries and such, but I'm also going to focus on the topic of cleansing for now. So yeah, it's if anything, it's definitely been around for a very, very long time. And but unfortunately, whenever something starts popping up a lot more, people are like, "Wow, what's this new craze?"
No, honestly, and it's like people have been doing this, like even if you have superstitions, that's witchy. Like, even
Mhm.
though you might not see it as witchy, and a lot of people that honestly do, I believe folk practices don't really see it as witchy. They just see it as like, this is what we do. This is just our normal everyday to day thing. Um, it's been around for a very long time. And each little thing that you do can have its own importance. Like I know for cleansing, it's very important to know how to cleanse and to cleanse as often as you can because it'll keep your space clear of any old or stagnant energy. It helps you to clear out, like, say you get something at a thrift store and you clear out the stagnant or weird vibes that may have been stuck on there from another person's home. Um,
Mhm.
and it can also be a thing of like, it can be important because you need to know how to cleanse yourself, or you need to know how to cleanse your space or cleanse somebody else. And there's so many different ways of doing it. Like, I know that I have done energetic cleansings for Ty before by using Palo Santo, even though she's on in a whole nother state. Um, and
Yeah.
that can be really helpful to like make you feel better, to improve your energy, to improve your mood, to do like a lot of other great stuff. Is there anything else that you guys can think of that like makes cleansing so important?
Mhm.
I sounded like a teacher just now. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, no, you're fine. I'm usually the person throwing the mic to the group, so for once I'm like, "Hey, I'm this is karma."
Oh no.
I'm like, I think I
Not
got it covered.
karma.
Yeah.
Karmic
Um,
cycles.
Lol. Yeah, no. Yeah, I keep making friends with all introverts and then like I'll talk for a while and then I'm like, "What do you guys think?" And everyone's like, "Why are you putting me on the spot?"
No, yeah, I am very much so apparently an extrovert. The minute I found that out, I made it my whole personality. Like, guys, I'm an extrovert. Oh my God.
I love that for you. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I think cleansing is also really important because um as you said, like I do a bit of thrifting. I have friends where everything they own is thrifted, and I definitely know a lot of witches thrift their stuff. And so it's very important to understand clearing energies and being able to focus, especially if you're doing deity work, because if you don't actually know how to cleanse your space, you could be like having a lot going on and making it harder to talk with your deities. Or if you're out in nature, something that's really important with like a lot of practices, a lot of religions, and I'm going to say practices more because Shintoism is technically not a religion. By their own words, not me. But in Shintoism, cleansing is like one of the main important things. Because the idea is that like we're all born like very like we're good, we're pure, we're good. And then life just keeps putting crap on you and it starts weighing you down, kind of thing. And because of this, a lot of their practice for Shintoism is learning how to get rid of that, how to cleanse yourself, how to cleanse your space, how to keep the shrine cleansed, and going out into nature and letting yourself finally find peace again and clearing off all of the weight of the world is a major thing that they do. So, which is a form of cleansing. So, cleansing is very important practice overall when it comes to many different cultures, and overall is also helpful for day to day, especially with like so much going on in the world right now and just being stressed. Being able to cleanse your space so you can have a very clear mental space to work with things and to be able to make decisions forward is definitely helpful.
No, for sure. And also, I remembered when you were starting talking about Shintoism that in Hinduism, it's very important too, because cleansing represents a way to achieve spiritual purity by removing any impurities you may have that are physical or mental. And they allow for a deeper connection with the divine. I know that me working with Hindu deities as well, I have to cleanse myself and purify myself before speaking with them.
Mm-hmm. It's very important to the practice, from what I've been hearing.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a core part of it. And from what I've learned, because ever since Hindu deities have reached out to me, I was just like, oh, I need to know so much about Hinduism before I can interact with you. Hold on.
I had a very similar thing with mine. Even though it was like the Greek pantheon and stuff like that, I was just like, you know what? Even though I know a lot about your stories and such, I'm going to take like 5 steps back and quickly research so much before I continue this.
Cleansing
Um,
is a very important thing to do overall, in any witch's practice. This is part of spiritual hygiene.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
spiritual hygiene is important. Like, I learned this nice analogy where it was like, oh, would you, if you came back inside from being outside and being in the mud and everything, would you keep your muddy and dirty boots on, or would you take them off and rinse them off in the sink or something like that? Because you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to shit around the house. And that kind of stuck with me for the rest of time,
That is a very fair point. I've never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
right? Like, it's incredibly important to like really think about that because on one hand, it's like I understand like being tired and not having the energy to do it. Like I get it, chronically ill baddies over here. But like
Felt.
but like um there are always ways to like go about still doing it. Like off the top of my head, off the dome, I can think of like some ways that you can do it if you have low energy, like lighting a white candle for purification or cleansing. You can ask any members of your team that you might ask, like, maybe your ancestors, maybe your angels, maybe your infernal pantheon, maybe your guides, whoever that might be for you, to cleanse your space and remove whatever could be possibly in your space right now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I can also think of doing a spray or even like just lighting an incense and letting that smoke waft throughout the room. Like that's an easier way to do it. And even with just sound cleansing, you can look on YouTube like different like sound cleansing frequencies to remove negative energy. That's what I did in the beginning of my own practice. And you can just let it play. And if you want to do visualization, you can imagine the energy in whatever like color. Like for me, I like to go with the color black. Um, to just get out of outside your open door, outside your open window, and then boom, you're cleansed.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, definitely. I I'm also I am also the chronically ill girly over here. Um, and I definitely um I have to get clever sometimes because I am just like I cannot do this today. And one of the things I've figured out is playing my music or singing or dancing. Clapping in the corners of your room work, but I've also found just like tilting my hands to the edges of my bed at least are helpful because then at least the space that I'm in is good. Or having something that you can just have near you that you can like just move through the air kind of thing, to cleanse up the area and different small little things like that. If you have a little bit more energy, one that I've heard that works really, really well, and like I've heard from quite a few folk witches, from different cultures, is taking like a lemon or a lime or some kind of other citrus, and you take a plate, you add some salt, you put it down, like after you cut it in half, and press in some cloves. And you can even put in protection symbols by where you press the cloves. And then you sprinkle some salt over it, and then you place it somewhere. Or you can even take like a jar of water, and you can then just put some vinegar and some salt and put it in the middle of your room, and then just keep it there for a bit. Or even just spray some moon water throughout the room. Like, there's like, water is very cleansing. We know this from washing our hands, but like adding salt or something can also help. My favorite one, especially, is just throwing salt into the corners of my room. Because I've noticed a lot of practices, you like throw salt at anything that's bothering you, essentially, or if you want to like have a little bit more of like, this is a holy space type of thing. So, yeah, no, I don't know. I'm very folk about it, so it's not like, okay, I'm placing this salt here. I'm kind of like, okay, toss, 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 toss. The four corners have been handled. Woo!
No, I love that. I use some folk remedies too because sometimes you just don't have the energy to do the big old rituals and invoking the entities and doing all that fun stuff. Like, I love a good ritual that's in like 50 parts, but when I have the energy to do that and when I'm caffeinated, and I'm not caffeinated
Mhm.
that often anymore because I don't have money. Broke witch hours.
Broke witch
So
hours.
broke witch hours, and
You,
it's just like I sometimes just need to grab the coarse salt, sprinkle it into a bowl, and just throw it at the shit. Just like, be gone, demons.
when you're
I say
looking at
that
your
joke.
demonic, no, I was
I say
about to
that
say when
joke.
you're looking at you're looking at your demonic pantheon and just being like, be gone, because they're telling you to get your
Stop.
life together.
No, the way that they would look at me, like I can still see Lucifer looking at me, like, you think the little salt's gonna get rid of me? Stop.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Love
no.
it.
My main like you need to get your life together is definitely Hermes, although he does it in the fun little ways of like hiding my stuff or actively being like, "Hey, you know, you should be doing this thing." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm busy, so I'll do it later." And then while I'm out of the house, the exact thing I need to do is now having to be done by me. And I'm like,
Oh my
"Okay, I
God.
get it. I can't avoid my responsibilities."
I don't know why, but Loki popped into my head, and I feel like he's just like, hey, yeah, you speaking of which, no, look at this laundry list of stuff you have to do. I'm just like, thanks, pal. Thanks.
Hmm.
Looking around my messy room right now, like, right.
Yes, the
Yeah, no.
responsibilities.
My room is so messy right now, and I think of the good neighbors constantly, and I'm just like, oh, they would not be happy with me.
Yeah, I'd like to think that the good neighbors in my team are like, you know what, you're like not having a good time, and that's why your room looks like garbage. But
Hmm.
like, get to cleaning that, and like, which is fair.
Hmm. Hmm. I feel like that is one of the good things about the good neighbors in a way, is that like a lot of them are like if they are house spirits or anything else like that, they have seen many houses and they understand like sometimes the house gets messy. That's just how it is. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. I feel like working with any entities, like there's a difference between, okay, I understand you need a little bit of a break, you're not doing too hot, and okay, you're just making excuses now, type of thing.
For sure. I just have to really sit down and carve out time to sit down and clean.
Mhm.
Because most of the time I either am too lazy or I am just like I just came back from like my night classes and I have no energy left.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, actually, what am I thinking? Oh, right. Call out to all the ADHD and ADHD witches out there, like fellow witches. If you are really struggling, especially if you're chronically ill, kind of thing, don't be afraid to just get a bucket or something like that. Or even like take a doom pile and that's all you work on for the day is just organizing the doom pile to either look nicer or get the stuff out. Sit on the floor, sit on your bed. And sometimes a task needs to just be broken up or it needs to be one simple task that you can clean. And that actually will help you move faster than just going all over the place trying to get everything done and then burning yourself out.
That's actually pretty smart. Um, Speaking of which, what's your guys' favorite method of cleansing? We'll start with Ty.
Oh, okay.
Go, Ty, go.
So, uh, right. Okay. Um, so for me, because hashtag lazy, hashtag aphantasia witch out here, um, I'll just straight up take a shower to like
Those
cleanse
are always
myself,
good.
so that way I could, it's like, while it's not a vivid image, but at least I have something to aid the very translucent image in my head of like energy falling off of me because of the
Mm.
water. I either do that or again, hashtag lazy witch, selenite wand all over the place. That also includes the room.
Mhm.
I just walk around waving my selenite wand. Hey, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I actually need to get in the better habit of washing my hair more frequently with the intention of energetically cleansing it. Because I think I've read somewhere that hair actually holds a lot of energy and collects energy.
Mhm.
And so I have to get that shit out because I don't veil all the time and I should be, but I don't. And for people that don't know, veiling is a form of protection where you can put any kind of like hat, headscarf, a
I use a hoodie.
bandana, a hoodie, anything that you can cover your head with as a form of many different things. Protection, it could be to protect your energy from others and other entities. It could be as a form of devotion to a god or a goddess or an entity. It could be to make yourself feel pretty. It could be as a form of like putting a barrier between yourself and the divine for many different reasons. But I don't do that all the time because sometimes my hair is wet and I'm about to run out the door and I don't want dandruff. So I just don't do it sometimes. And I think washing my hair and washing my body with the intention of like energetically cleansing would be a good idea actually.
Mm.
Another one I love to do though, a good old fashioned solid Spanish folk egg cleanse.
Yes, I love
Yes.
egg cleansing.
I love
Very,
egg
very helpful.
cleanses. They're so much fun.
I haven't done one in a while. I need to buy a clear glass, but
Hmm.
I've been wanting to do one for a while now.
Yeah, I actually keep a cell. Speaking of selenite wands, I put a selenite wand with the intention of cleansing energy on my altar space, so that way I don't have to keep energetically cleansing my altar. It's already just doing it.
I sprinkle salt around the edges, like in the four corners of my altar. That's usually how I do it. And putting a selenite on the top of my door, like when it
I was
comes
just
to,
Mhm.
gonna say selenite on the door.
yeah,
Yeah, selenite
selenite on
on
the
the
door
door is
is
really good.
so freaking helpful. And
Yeah.
if you get a flat enough one, this was actually something I did when I was living in an apartment. If you get a flat enough one, you can put it up on the top of the doorway and nobody will be able to see it. Because I
Hmm.
noticed when I had a bigger one, I would have company over and they'd be like, "Oh, what's this?" And they'd like grab it and take it down. And I'm like, "Please don't do that."
Nosy motherfuckers, like get the fuck off my shit. Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
had
it's like,
one. Sorry.
oh no, you're all
Um,
right. I was like, it's legit like a rectangle of like white. Why do you why are you grabbing it?
I had one that I ordered on Etsy that I accidentally left on my bed when my dog was like a couple of months old, and she decided, chew toy. And she chewed on
No.
it, split it in half. So I gave one half
Oh,
to my sister.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the time. Rest in peace, Selenite one. Um, So I gave one half to my sister to put over her room door, and then I put one over our like main entrance door back when I lived at my old place. And I never got that back. So I guess whoever's there can enjoy my half a selenite wand, I guess.
What about you, Ari?
Me? I try to go for the easy methods, really. So I know showering is one of my favorite methods. Usually when I'm feeling really down or I feel like my energy is stagnant or like I have no energy at all, I just go to the shower. Like I pull out the shampoos and stuff and I pull out the soap and I visualize the stuff cleansing me and getting rid of the gunk.
Yeah, I love that. Oh my god, random thought. Could you just drink water and with the intention of purifying yourself from the inside out energetically?
Yes,
I
and
feel like you can.
actually, there's a really easy way of doing it. I recommend doing this for any of y'all if you're actually wanting to do the practice with moon water. Take a water bottle and just put it on your windowsill, put it out like on your back porch, or put it in your car, like behind the steering wheel or something. I have found that that is the easiest way to like charge your water, and it's still safe to drink because it's just a water bottle. And
Mm.
so you can then incorporate it into tea, you can incorporate it into your juices in the morning. You can just drink it like random. The best way that I have found is taking some water, some lemon, some lime, and just throwing it in and making like a homemade lemonade pretty much. And it gives all the good properties of like the cleansing of the moon water as well as the lemon and the lime. And you can throw in sugar for a little bit of sweetness because I have a sweet tooth. I feel like life is already hard enough not to like have stuff that you do not like drinking.
I love that. Aw, Ty's familiar is joining us. Hi, Melly.
She's rolled up next to my keyboard right now. Like, what are we talking about, guys?
I want to be a part of it. Yes, you criminal, the one that chewed on the selenite one.
Yep, this one right here.
I love that. Not for the wand, but I love that your doggo is very involved with you
Yeah,
in your
we
practice.
have
Speaking of
separation
which,
anxiety from each other.
aw, familiar appreciation check. I love my deer spirit familiar. That's my baby.
I will find my familiar one of these days. I am so sure it's going to be a guinea pig since I had two guinea pigs in the past, and I was like, man, this is like the perfect companion.
No, mine is a Tasmanian devil.
Ooh,
Ooh.
That's fun.
love that. Ari out here with all the cool shit.
Right.
Time I didn't know what a Tasmanian devil was, so it took me a whole while to figure out what it was at the beginning. I was like,
Oh
what
my
are you, a
goodness.
rat?
What are
Oh my
you?
goodness.
No, not the rat. That's insane.
I had another witchy friend just look over and they're like, yeah, they look like some sort of really small animal. I don't know exactly what. Some like rat looking.
My goodness.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Ari do be out here with some rat tendencies.
You over here with all of your hamsters.
Yes! So I genuinely thought it was
No
gonna be a
tails.
hamster familiar.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no. One of my two dogs is now wanting to come in, so I will be grabbing her.
Bet. Um, yeah. Ari, before we continue, did you have anything else you wanted to?
I know back at the beginning of my practice, I would wait for it to rain, and I kid you not, my neighbors would see me from their frickin' balcony out in the middle of the rain, just sitting in the grass. Me. I remember one time this man came out and he looked over and he waved at me while I'm just getting showered in rain, using it as a way to cleanse myself.
Oh, I
And
love
I was
that.
like, hey!
Do that too.
Mhm.
Oh my god. He's just
Yeah,
like,
no,
what
I
are you
used to do
doing out
that too.
here, bud? Don't worry about it, man.
You
This is
good?
a crazy neighbor.
Yeah,
Goodness.
no, I used to do that like when I was at like my lowest in life because I also had to be in the broom closet at this point in time.
Mhm.
Um, and it would always like in this area that I was living in, it would always like downpour when it rained. Like it wasn't just like a subtle rain, it was always a downpour.
Mm. I had a
So I
similar
would
problem as
just,
well.
yeah, so I would always just like go out into the back deck because nobody could see me back there, and I would just stand there until I'm completely soaked
Same.
and then immediately go into the shower.
I love that, honestly. I think another
Yeah.
thing that I would do is moon bathe, if y'all
Mm.
have ever heard of doing that.
I think
No,
I
never.
have actually. It sounds like, is it almost like sunbathing except with the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very Morticia Adams vibes.
Yes, give
actually
us
though.
Morticia.
We
It's
love
wonderful.
Morticia.
I love Morticia and Gomez so much.
I strive to have their relationship. They're beautiful.
Same. Goals.
Oh, that was a struggle. My God.
Oh no.
Taking your sock off with one hand, this isn't witchy at all, but taking your sock off with one hand is like a struggle.
Oh my goodness.
That is
The
hilarious.
antics of my partner. Here we go.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, what was like an interesting or weird experience that you guys have had with cleansing?
Ooh.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Definitely my first time using smoke cleansing. I have really bad asthma.
Oh
Oh,
Oh, that
So
just
that
sounds like
was
a recipe
fun.
for disaster.
It was. I did incense for the first time, and what's so funny is not only do I have asthma, I am very allergic to perfumes, and I had bought some
Mm.
like um, cheap incense because I'd never had any before. So yeah, they were using like perfume in it. And
Yikes.
so like I did my first time and like I was so focused on not burning down the house because I didn't know how it worked very well. And I just like I was doing it and out of nowhere I was like, "Man, why is my skin so itchy?" And then I started like coughing and then I was just like I was just like sitting on my bed chugging water as I was like coughing and opening up my window.
oh God.
no.
It was so bad, and ever since then, I just cannot do incense. And it breaks my heart because I'm like, but it's like smells so nice and it's so good. So like, I only buy incense to like smell it. Like sometimes that's like all I can really do.
Oh my
But
Right?
God.
fine.
Shell almost like eliminated
I,
themselves. Holy shit.
yeah.
Hey, I've
It,
nearly eliminated myself in much of my practice.
Please stop. What?
I,
no, but
I'm
same.
I'm very chaotic. I'm kind of clumsy, and I have very bad ADHD.
I fear for you every day.
No,
Hey,
for
Every
it's
me,
my
day.
it
life.
was. For me, it was the first time that I ever lit a bundle of some kind. I don't remember what kind it was. Definitely wasn't sage. I don't touch this stuff. But
Mm-mm.
it was a bundle of some kind. And I straight up almost burned my hand off.
Oh my
No.
God.
Fire safety is very important, fellow witches. I know most of you are yeah, pyromaniacs, but it is very, very important not to hurt yourself or your neighbors,
Thank you for
unless that's
adding
the
me in that
intention
one.
with the hexing.
Oh my God. But like yeah,
Thank you for calling me out.
speaking of fire safety, please make sure to be careful when when you're like cleansing things with an incense stick
Hmm.
because that tip of the incense stick, if you are too aggressive, that can break off and go flying. And if
Oh
it's like
God.
on fire, I say this with
Yeah.
experience, as this has happened to me multiple times and has burned holes in my clothes. Don't do that. Please be careful. I'm begging.
Yeah. Oh, actually, to the people who feel like you're wasting your incense, technically, I actually have a fun little tip for you guys. Take your incense stick. Also, by the way, when you have your incense stick, please have it nowhere near anything flammable. Please have it over an incense holder. Like all the steps, please keep your eye on it.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is you can take your incense stick and you can stick it directly up in a little jar of salt. And what will happen is when the incense falls, it falls back into the jar. And by the time you are done with it, Either you can use it right then and there, or you can use it later, where you like add more incense to it. And the ashes from it mixed with the salt creates black salt. So if you've ever seen a spell that requires black salt for like protection or banishing or something, that is actually what they do. They take bits of ashes, you can burn anything, and then you mix it in with the salt. And I've found the easiest way of doing that is using the ashes of an incense stick. Also, if you're hearing Ellie whining, I am so sorry. She is asking for my crackers, and I am telling her no because she's already had one.
Yeah, Doggo, you already had fucking chocolate. I think you're done eating.
Oh God.
By the way, I'm handling it.
Good.
It was a case of she knows how to work zippers, and she legit like parkoured to my side table and grabbed my
Parkour.
purse, yanked it off, and then opened my purse and got into it. It was a very
Parkour.
small amount of chocolate, very luckily, but I am just still like dog.
Oh my
Which
god.
also another
Parkour.
another safety tip when cleansing and such. Be aware that there are many herbs and many oils as well as fragrances and stuff that you can use around your house, but it can be very toxic to dogs or cats. We will be doing this in another episode of going over what is good and bad for cats and dogs and as well as different other kinds of animals. But for now, the biggest thing is read the label. If you do not recognize an herb or you are using a specific oil that's like putting on your skin, make sure that your dog does not lick your skin or your cat. And just make sure you're aware of certain ones. Because, like cinnamon, if you're blowing cinnamon through your door, that can also cause problems for your doggos and your cats. So don't be afraid to just take a stick of cinnamon and throw it through your door, or use a stick of cinnamon if you're doing a practice with it.
Yeah. Also, a bit of shameless self promo because I am shameless. Um, in this, all of a lot of us in this podcast are actually working together to do a witchy business, and we also keep in mind with all of our products to make sure that there's nothing super toxic for your furry friends or pets. So make sure that if in the event that there's an accident that you forget that there's oil on your arm, you want to burn something, stuff like that, it's safe for your pets. So yeah, a little shameless self promo. Um,
We
it
very much looked
shop,
into it.
yeah, we've definitely looked into it. The shop is
I'm
called the
traumatized.
Monster, and
Well,
yeah, also in the works. Letting y'all know.
uh, just in case somebody didn't catch that because someone talked over another one, the store's name is the Mossy Antler. It's a really good shop. We have multiple accounts set up, um, such as Tumblr, Blue Sky, Instagram. Like we have a lot of places where you can check us out, and we'll be selling very soon.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, as well as YouTube. I just forgot that. But if you're seeing this, you're probably on YouTube.
You probably already know we're on YouTube. We're also on Spotify as well.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
We are determined to reach y'all.
Yes, we will be seen, damn it. Oh yes, here we go. Here's the fun question.
Oh
Um,
boy.
pair the entity with the cleansing method.
hmm Definitely
Crystal
recommend
Yes.
that.
cleansing. Crystal cleansing. Go.
Uh, oh,
Putting us on the spot.
uh,
Yes. Do it.
The
Hecate.
one
Do it.
thing. No, no, I put so much in my notes of like different types of cleansing, and I went, oh, I don't need to do crystal cleansing. I have all these other ones. You do this to me.
Being my friend never has its dull moments, everyone. No,
Honestly.
never. Oh,
No, it doesn't. No, it does not. Um,
imagine being my partner. Never a dull moment.
haha. Never, never. It's a no piece. Anyways, to answer your question, I'm gonna say Hecate.
Ooh, I can see
Mm,
it.
I agree with her very much. I work with her, and she is definitely the one you want to work with if you want something out.
Yeah, Hecate is a badass. I love her.
hmm Um, oh, a really good one could be Apollo, since he's about the sun, and the sun has a lot of cleansing energy. Shout out also to his twin sister, Artemis, because Moon energy also
Mm.
cleanses, just in the opposite direction.
Yeah, they would definitely be. Oh, wait, I can see in Apollo's room he'd have a sun catcher that just spreads the sunlight all around the place.
Man,
That
you're
just
you're here
Lives in a
you're here my
kaleidoscope.
wish you're here my wish list right now. I am trying so hard to get some sun catchers.
They're sun catchers?
Oh, have
Yeah.
you never heard of a sun catcher?
I've never heard of them before.
Yeah.
They come in many different forms. You can even get a simple sticker one that you stick on your window, and when the sun goes through it, it causes rainbows to break across your room.
What?
Really
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, you can
So
even
therefore
just
you
hang up
live
a
in a
CD.
kaleidoscope.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
you
Yeah.
can Yeah, you can even just hang up a CD or something. It was really funny. I hung up a CD for getting rid of hornets and wasps when I was living in an area that had a lot of them that did not like me. And when the sun hits the CD, for anybody who's also dealing with this and Raid is just not cutting it, you can put up a CD or a bag of water, and the light will hit it and refract it, and it freaks out the hornets, not in a bad way, but in a, ooh, I don't like that, I'm leaving kind of way.
Ah,
And yeah, it actually does really well also for cleansing your space with light, but also it helps banish just in general for different things because it's a type of protection that you're doing, but it's more of light protection. So there you go. Simple little thing. Just get an old CD, hang it up with some string like I did, and there you go. And a push pin.
Yeah. I can also see sun catchers being where you combine light magic with color magic in order
Oh,
to
yeah.
or set your intentions. It's very pretty.
Yeah, no. I love
Um,
light.
Smoke cleansing. What do we think?
Hmm.
Very dangerous if not handled right.
No,
Hmm.
please don't
Hmm.
die. Please. My gosh, please, all the gods, on all the gods, please take care of yourself. Please do not
Mm.
be like Shiloh and do some fuckery. Please don't be like any of us and do some fuckery. Please just
Honestly,
learn from our mistakes and be better than us.
please think it through. Oh, actually, speaking of smoke cleansing, because I actually know this one, and I thought it would be a fun one to share with you guys. So I'm just squeezing in here real fast. So there's an Italian folk type of way of cleansing for smoke cleansing, and what you do is you take a fire safe bowl, you take a chunk of charcoal, and you light it, and then while it starts smoking a little bit, you put it in the bowl. You take the outsides of like a bulb of garlic type of thing. By the way, it will not smell like garlic. It just helps. You take that little skin on the outside that's super dry, throw it in, and then what you do is you sprinkle some sugar over it and it will smoke a lot. And then you just wander through your house and it, as I said, doesn't smell like garlic. It just cleanses with smoke. And then you wander around. It's usually suggested to do it in a clockwise motion through the house, but I'm one of those people where I'm like, you don't have to do very specific things as long as your intentions are properly set. And it's very helpful because garlic also symbolizes protection. So you're essentially cleansing the area and replacing it with protection.
Mm, nice. Um,
I want to say Loki for smoke cleansing.
Oh, definitely
Say
Loki.
Loki.
oh,
There's
for
Mm.
no
Loki.
sure.
question.
Because I love Loki. Loki is my dude. I just will never forget the fact that he powered through his entire candle in a matter of a day and almost lit my house on fire because of it. And you know what? Like, this is not what I wanted. I didn't ask for a pyromaniac god. I love him.
Yeah, no.
Oh my goodness.
Again, we reiterate, please have fire safety. If you have
Please?
a candle lit, please do not leave it alone. My biggest recommendation, as somebody who works with Hypnos and Morpheus, um, I use those little tea lights. They go out after an hour, which is very, very helpful, especially if I put it somewhere that is safe, just in case I fall asleep while meditating or something. And because, as I said, Hypnos and Morpheus will take advantage of the fact that I have my eyes closed. I am an insomniac and they do not like it. But also you can like use oh, what am I thinking? Those little LED lights like that look like tea lights. Those are really safe to use if you want to have them lit, quote unquote, while you're sleeping to honor them, kind of thing, or any other sleep gods that you work with.
It can also be really good if you want to put like a sigil on there. We'll talk about sigil magic in another podcast episode.
Hmm.
But like if you want to put a sigil on there and just have an intention that you can continuously have going without it stopping, that's a good shit. That's the good shit too. But
Agreed.
yeah, don't leave any candles or incense or anything that has to do with fire lit by itself. Please just
Hmm.
don't.
Yeah, no.
Because
Please
the
be
amount
in
of
the same room.
yeah, please be in the same room as it. What do we
Mm.
think about
Oh,
I'm
I could
trying
see the Morgan. Oh, sorry.
I can see the Morgan doing like smoke cleansing for sure. What is that? What do we think about what is it? I'm trying to think of like cleansing methods right now.
Oh, no, no, you're fine. If you want to suggest sound, I definitely think Thor would work because he is the god of thunder.
Ah,
I, any thunder gods would work for that, like Zeus, Thor. I
Hmm.
can see them doing that for sure.
Oh, also, Apollo and Hermes could work because I'm sorry to anybody that's like, why do they keep just mentioning just Greek? I have a lot of Greek ones that work with me. But Apollo, Hermes, and other ones that work with music could also be good for like sound cleansing because you have bells,
Mhm.
you have your playlist, stuff like that.
Archangel Sandalphon.
Ooh,
Yeah.
love
Um,
that.
I don't know why, but he keeps popping into my head. What kind of cleansing method would Archangel Michael use?
Bells. Definitely bells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's mainly because like Christianity uses a lot of bells within their practice, but they also do
Mhm.
use smoke cleansing for certain ones like Catholicism.
That's
So,
fair. Also,
Mm.
now that we're on that topic, I'm going to be a little bit controversial here, but it needs to be said. Being a Christian witch, being a witch, and being a Christian or a Catholic, etc., is valid. It's okay to do both. It happens in both. And there is a lot of witchcraft in the Bible, but we don't have to go
mhm.
into it after that, after what I just said. But I just
And
want to say that if you're a Christian witch, if you believe in God, if you believe or work with any of the Abrahamic gods or entities, you are valid and you're an okay, it's okay for you to be a witch.
mm-hmm,
I'm actually
agreed.
surprised that's controversial.
It is
Yeah, no, it's
controversial,
very
but
controversial.
there are pagans and Christians alike that both say that you cannot be a Christian witch, and it's so against reality. It's insane.
Yeah, it's really
Oh,
wild because early Christianity had a lot of paganism in it, as well as a lot of witchcraft that you used while you were practicing. But like while you were worshiping and other stuff like that, which we could always tackle in a for future episode. But I think right now. But I will say, oh, what was frick? I had something in mind, then I lost it. Ah, oh well. I might bring it back later if I think about it.
Mm, I think Jesus would use cleansing sprays.
Yes, I fully agree with cleansing sprays.
There goes my
Um,
dog. There she goes.
all.
There she goes.
There she goes. I cannot stop her when she starts. I do my
Oh,
best. I'm sorry, y'all.
oh no, you're fine. We'll probably bring this up in another episode. This was the thing I was trying to remember. Um, but the thing is like early like the early like witch hunts and such where like they really didn't like witches and such. What was really funny, and I know about this a lot because it pops up a lot in folk witchery, but like they started finding ways to try to like keep away witches, and one of the funny ones that I found funny was taking a bunch of rusty nails and vinegar and putting it in your windowsill in like a sealed jar along with like black pepper or something.
Oh, okay.
Like they were like regular people just
Oh,
doing that and they were like, "Yes, yes, this has to," and then like blessing it with God's blessing. This is the Christian way of keeping away witches. And
oh
I'm
my
like, that
god.
is the witchiest way of doing it.
I know. Like it. kills me every time when I see, oh, this is good for keeping out witches and protection from witchcrafts. And I'm just like, bro, this is literally like Rue. What are you talking about?
It's so true. I've seen way too many where they're like, yeah, this is a really good way of like keeping away negative, like witchy people. And it's like they like what we were talking about, like just it's like some basic cleansing magic. And it's just like, okay.
Like, go off, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, but yeah. So as we wrap up this session, it's been wonderful talking to you all and talking with you, the audience. We couldn't do this without you guys, so thank you. But was there any final thoughts that we had for cleansing, our own experiences with cleansing, stuff like that?
There's always a
Just
way to
simply
do it.
cleanse your shit.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, definitely cleanse your
Lol.
shit.
Just simply cleanse your shit, damn it.
Yeah, and there's always a way to do it. You don't have to feel like you have to do it one way just to do it. Because honestly, there are so many ways of doing it, and some are higher energy levels, some are lower energy levels. At the end of the day, it's intention and you wanting the thing to happen. That's really all it is. And
Mm.
yeah, and hey, if you hate cleaning, make it into something that's technically not cleaning. That's really the easiest way of doing it.
Yeah, a good way. And also, I've heard this in the beginning of my practice from one of my old mentors, but don't make anybody tell you or make you believe that you have to do something a certain way or a certain frequency. You don't. You are a witch. You can do whatever the fuck you want as long as it's not disrespectful of the culture and not from a closed practice you are not initiated in, born in, or married into. Witchcraft is meant to be for the individual. There's not a set guideline of rules. There are similar ways of doing things and definitely like things that are like, oh, most people do it this way. But if you don't want to like cast a protection circle before doing a ritual, if you don't want to do smoke cleansing, if you don't want to cleanse like every week, then that's fine. Do it how it works best for you because it's your practice at the end of the day, and that is what matters the most.
I definitely agree with that. Also, if
Mhm.
you just want to get it done over with when you come back from work, put some earbuds on, grab the pot and pan, start banging that shit together.
Yes, I was gonna
Yeah,
bring
like
that up at some
Y'all,
point.
I'm not
Banging
gonna go to
pots
sleep
is one of
this
the
week.
easiest ways to sound cleanse.
Oh
All
my
right.
god. I remember this class thing, but I remember this one TikTok that was just kind of like, um, I forgot how it goes now, but it was something about just kind of like, if you don't pay rent, then get the fuck out. And honestly, me,
It's so true.
Oh, yeah. It's like, get the fuck
you
out.
Hilarious.
get the fuck out.
Skeet skeet.
I fucking can't.
I was
Okay,
looking
thank
for that
you.
the other day. I can't find it. I will
I
stick
want
Oh
to
my
Shiloh
god.
on it.
I want to find it so bad, but I need to get y'all on it because it's so fucking funny.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
but thank you everybody for tuning into the Witch's Moss. With this being said, I am Oscar,
I'm Shiloh.
I'm Aram.
I'm Ty.
and we are the Witch's Moss. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and we look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.